It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is Rahman Rahim. Means if you're dying of hunger, and the only food you can find, if you're in the middle of the sea and you cannot find any other food, and if pork is there on that ship, and if you have pork only for that time, not fill up your tummy, and till that time, the moment you come on the shore again, it becomes haram. So similarly, if alcohol is the only drug that can save your life, it becomes permitted. But most of the drugs, or more than 90% of homeopathic drugs, contain alcohol. So homeopathy should not be a general preference. If no other treatment like allopathy or Unani can cure you, and your cure is only in homeopathy, and then if you take as a last resort, then there's no objection. Similarly, even allopathy, many drugs, not most of them, but many drugs do contain alcohol. So today medical science says, previously people thought that alcohol is the best solvent. But today medical science says, it's not the best solvent, there are other substitutes which are better. So if we as a Muslim ummah put our foot down and say, we will not buy drugs, whether allopathy, homeopathy, Unani, any pathy. If it contains alcohol, we will not take it unless it is a must. But unfortunately, the Muslims aren't on one common platform. And Muslims, mashallah, about 1.3 billion in the world, we are a great market. And the pharmaceutical company will anything. The perfume people have free perfume. Do you know that? Perfume company. For the Muslims. Made in France, made in Switzerland. Alcohol free. Japan makes a compass for the Muslims. Qibla direction. So, if we put our foot down and say we will not take drugs, unless it's a must. Like if you are being operated, if you have chloroform, anesthesia, then you have to have. So such cases are a minority of the cases. So if we put our foot down, inshallah, we'll be in a better position to implement Islam in a better way and have medicines which don't contain alcohol, generally. Hope that answers the question. Yes, brother.
Brother, many Muslims are in doubt whether to do a job in Kingfisher Airlines or not. Please advise.
The brother has a question that is it right to work in Kingfisher Airlines? First I'll talk about General Airlines, then come to Kingfisher Airlines. So the opinion doesn't mix with both. As long as working in airlines per se. See, when you work in any company, if the major activity of the company is haram, it's haram to work in that company in any level. Top level, down level, any level. For example, working in a bank. Interest, riba is haram. So whether you work in the bank, outside, etc., watchman, clerk, accountant, any post, because the major activity is haram. Now if you're working for a company in which minor activity is haram, for example, working for a 5-star hotel, where there is a bar. The income of the bar may be 2%, 5% of the profit. The major profit is giving the rooms on rent. Minor activity is haram. But you should not work directly in that department which is haram. So if you work as a waiter in the bar, then it is haram. But if you work as a receptionist, no problem. If you work in the laundry, no problem. But if you work as a waiter in that bar, or as a waiter serving alcohol, it is haram. So similarly, for working in any airline, the airline income per se is not haram. But because most of the airlines, not all, they serve alcohol, if you work as a purser or an air hostess and serve alcohol, it is haram. So working in any airline which serves alcohol as a purser or an air hostess is haram because you'll have to serve alcohol. But if you're working as a ticketing agent or ground staff in airlines, no problem. Now coming to the airlines of Kingfisher. Now why did I make the answer separate? Because the major activity of Kingfisher, it's an alcoholic company. It deals in alcohol. So working for Kingfisher company which makes alcohol is haram. Now can you work in Kingfisher Airlines? Now again here, you have to analyze that what is the purpose of this? Is it to promote the alcohol? Like many people have surrogate advertisements. Like by the law of the country, you cannot give ad of alcohol in the newspaper or on the television. So what they have? They have a surrogate ad. Surrogate ad means indirect. So indirectly, 99% people here, it is talking about alcohol. But in the ad, small way, very small, water. But the main ad is for alcohol. This is called surrogate ad. Surrogate means under the table. So this ad, because directly giving ads of alcohol is haram. So if you running a magazine or a newspaper, if you take such ads also is haram. You can't say, no, this ad is for the water. So legally Indian government will allow you, Islam will not allow you. Fine? Now coming to this airlines, I don't know whether the airlines were launched for promoting alcohol or not. But the ads of the airlines are in the same lines as a company of alcohol. And I don't know, but I'm sure that Kingfisher will be serving Kingfisher in there. So working as an air hostess or a purser, I don't know whether they serve or not. I'm not aware of it. But if they serve alcohol, any airline, including Kingfisher, is haram. As a ground staff, we have to be careful. We have to find out what is the purpose. If you're sure that it's a different company and nothing is merged, but the name is same, there's no problem. The name, for example, Citibank, it starts an Islamic window. Citibank is a normal conventional bank. We deal with riba. So working in Citibank is haram. But they have started an Islamic window. Major activity is haram, but this activity, if it is not interlinked with the main bank, the name Citibank is taken for granted as haram. But if it starts the Islamic window, you are allowed to operate account in Islamic window and work in this, as long as there is no direct connection or intermingling of funds. You understand? So here you have to try and find out whether the Kingfisher Airlines and the Kingfisher Alcohol Company, what is the basis, how they are related, etc. If it's absolutely separate, and no way is it promoting or trying this, if it is, I don't know, Allah Alam. If it is related, interlinked, and jumbled up, then working in any post is haram. But if it is absolutely separate, and if they're serving alcohol, working as a purser, air hostess is haram, other parts is allowed. So you have to find out that thing and then take the decision. Hope that answers the question. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillah rabbil alamin.
يا رب إنك أنت السلام منك السلام إليك السلام فيا رب إنك أنت السلام منك السلام إليك السلام لأمرك يرجع أمر الأنام بين يديك قلوب الأنام لأمرك يرجع أمر الأنام بين يديك قلوب الأنام.
Mutahhir Abdullah Sabri.
Let us not become so attracted with this material world that we forget about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Instructions to humanity from the Creator.
This material world is nothing compared to what Allah has promised us in the hereafter as a reward for our good deed.
Do you know what Islam says? It says
Islamic Guidelines. Every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. UK and 7:30 p.m. Europe on Peace TV.
returned upon.
Peace TV, the solution for humanity.
Allahu ya Allahu ya Allahu. In the name.
We sent messengers as bringers of good tidings and warners, so that mankind will have no argument against Allah after the messengers. And ever is Allah exalted in might and wise.